Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Tenant Farmer. My name, as always, is David. I do hope you're doing very well today. This morning, we've got a lot of things to do, really. I'm going to start off by just feeding cattle. We've got one load done already. We just need to get this second load done and dusted. And then we've got a few other things to do. We're going to show you some of the progress we've been making recently with our seeding efforts. Some success. Not quite so successful attempts, and then we've got to go and sell some bales. We're finally ready to sell off some of our hay bales. The small square bales we made are all stacked up on the trailer just through the shed behind the header, and we're going to take that away to a local stables, so that's going to be fun. Now, we do just need to pick up a bale of silage here. Let's just be easy, just take this one in the corner. And get this all loaded in, ready to go. We're just loading up a bit of a forage mix here, really, for the beef cattle, which will do them fine. Allows them to put on as much weight as they need to, get them to finish up a little bit as well, as they continue to grow, which is good. But yeah, let's get that on. And we should be fine. It's another cracking day here. We are really getting a bit colder though now. Into November here, so it is getting a little bit chillier. Not much is happening else on the farm, really. We're just kind of biding our time and keeping everything going along where we can, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at the moment, at least. We've actually also got, as you can see just on the trailer, some mineral feed that we're going to try at some point soon, and hopefully that will just give them that extra little bump that they need, really, when it gets to finishing them off. But we're going to be having them here through until the spring anyway, so they've got plenty of time. Let's make sure we're not getting too close to those. There you go. Excellent stuff. So what we're going to do, we're just going to park the massive here now, actually. We'll let that mix over for a little bit longer. We're going to leave this muck grab about here. We'll drop that off. We'll leave the loader on. And then we can hook up to the trailer, so we're ready to go in just a wee while. And then, yeah, we're not going too far. It's not going to take us too long to take that away, but we will get to do that fairly soon. Some important developments, though, with some of the crops. As you may recall from the last month then when we were with you, we were looking into reseeding some grass pasture. And it's been something that I wanted to do for a while. And I knew there would be some benefit to doing it there. And well, we're just going to show you what that looks like, really. But anyway, onwards we go. We'll just take the Fiat over up the hill. Fresh from its rolling duties last month as well. Nice to get a little bit of a run out. Okay. We'll just shut that down for now. They might actually get fed in a little bit, depending upon what they got left up there from last night. We might leave it, push it up in a little bit, make sure it's looking a bit tidier, and then feed them up there. As long as they get an extra certain amount per day, I'm not really too concerned when they get it, to be honest. There's a deer milling around the yard here. Here's a heavy load. Oh yeah, they got plenty left here for now. Even better then. So what we will do is just stick this about here. Excellent stuff. And then let's go for a bit of a walk, really. So many of you will know, if you've been watching these for a while, that once upon a time there was an equestrian center in here, and that was fine. We removed all of the apparatus, really, in the stables a while ago, and then I wanted to get this into a bit better of a quality grass, really. So we reseeded. And there was a bit of a track around here. We ripped through it with our soil compaction, kind of triple leg subsoiler, really. It's minimal disturbance, so when you do use it, it doesn't rip up the top of the soil, or it doesn't turn anything over. It just breaks up that pan that you might have there and allows you to break up the compaction, really. And then we came over and reseeded it, and this is what we've got. I'm really happy with it. It is a lovely looking paddock now. The grass has really come on leaps and bounds into here, and it's allowed us to be able to really get a better idea of what we can do here, really. We didn't go too close to the edge, and you can see what that difference looks like in terms of the grass before and the grass after there. So I'm really chuffed with how that's looking. And hopefully we can maybe get this cut for some hay next year. Might be able to make something useful out of it, and that will be great. Our pigs are thriving through here as well. They're really still loving being outside. They do have their sties if they need to get out of it, but yeah, they are doing very, very well. Kind of in their own way, they're really benefiting the soil there as well. They turn it over, they mush through it all, and they root up all of the nutrients underneath and allow it to turn that soil over and fertilize it at the same time there. So happy with that. Now that's the good bit. There is a less fun area. Now we're gonna go and take the Land Rover to have a look. We did try direct drilling some oilseed rape, and which, to be honest, we'll just cut through here. Morning, ladies. Was to be honest, it was definitely a trial. And I'm not overly disappointed with how the crops actually come on in. I think it's probably as good as we've seen from an oilseed rape crop when we've drilled it with the combination drill. There's just a few areas perhaps that we need to focus on, and we are going to be focusing on before it gets too much colder. And we'll have to just have a little bit of work done there. We're going to start some of that this afternoon. We'll just take a bit of a drive through the paddock here and show you what I mean by that. There's plenty of grass around here. So look at all the grass over there as well. Really quite impressive. So as we come down, we're just going to stop about there. That's lovely. Look at the color on the trees. Isn't that just fantastic to see? Okay. So we'll stop about here for now. And here you go. So this is our field of oilseed rape. You can see it was direct drilled in, and for the most part it's come through very, very well indeed. The establishment I'm really pleased with. There's a nice thick looking even carpet. No real issues with slugs here so far as well. We didn't really see that. Pigeons weren't too much of an issue as well. Quite surprised by that, given that we've got quite a wooded area here that they could perhaps have nested in. But look at the weeds in here. We've got a mixture of dock, we've got thistles coming through here, and God knows what else. So we do need to get onto this, otherwise this is soon going to be a catastrophe, really. Now, part of me did expect this. When you are direct drilling, it does almost encourage a little bit more of a weed growth. You know, you're not burying any of the weeds or killing any weed seeds off by doing any deep cultivation. You are opening yourself up to this, really, and that is something that we're going to try and conquer this afternoon. The wind is supposed to stay relatively quiet for the next little while, so the Massey 5470 is hooked up to the sprayer, ready to go, and we're going to come into here and just try and get on top of these and kill these off before it causes any more harm. You can see it's very much coming through in patches as well, a little bit all over the place really there, and I don't know if that's something to do with us having sunflowers sitting here prior to this or not. That was the first time growing sunflowers, and to be honest, it was kind of the first time we've seen such an aggressive weed coming through. But quite a lot of organic matter left on the deck here as well, so maybe that's to do with it. But I'm fairly confident that the organic matter will help in the long run for the fertility of the soil there, and I'm happy that we didn't plow into this field, and I'm happy that we're going to keep it. But we'll just have to have a bit of a play around with it, and well, let's see how it all pans out. And I'm fine to do that. We just got to get on top of it now. The weeds, I mean, I checked this field just the other day, and there was a few patches coming through. They've really shot through in the last 24, maybe 48 hours. So we will get after it, and we'll control it, and that's what we have to do, really. Sometimes you can predict as farmers, sometimes you've got to react, but it is all, as long as we do something, it will be good. Now we need to go and sell some of our bales, really. We made, it would probably been about 2.5-3 acres in the end of small baled hay. And for the most part, they've just sat in the shed there, doing nothing really for the last little while. And it's time that we change that a little bit. Bump over there. And we finally got a buyer for them. So we're going to take them away. We're going to take them down to a store that sells, that works especially with equine products. And that should be able, we're going to sell them there, or they've got a buyer already lined up for them, so we are going to get them taken straight away. We just need to park this into here for now. Wonderful stuff. And then, yeah, quite a few bales in there. Had to stack all those up there last night. Got a sweat on doing that, let me tell you. But let's get that lifted up. I hope we can get ourselves out of here without causing any mischief. Should be good, I think. Excellent stuff. Alright, thought we'd take the smaller tractor here just because it's easier if we're on here already. And yeah, don't have to take the sprayer off there. Ooh, get over there. So I hope everything is going well with yourself, wherever you are watching. Do let us know what you're what's keeping you going. Like I say, we're starting to focus on a few small little bits and pieces. And that's allowing us to get the farm in top shape. A few little bits of field work here and there to do, and that's fine. We'll take care of those as and when we need to. But yeah, all eyes are going to be on next, on the springtime now. And there's a few things that I'm trying to look into. I've got to speak to a few of the other local farmers because there's a bit of an idea brewing apparently that I want to try and see if I can get in on board with. That could help us out immeasurably. All right. Into fourth, there we go. Perfect stuff, and we're away. Like I say, not too far for us to go here. We're just going to take our time down through the village, and then we're going to go up the hill here. There you go. You gotta find the right. With this tractor, I find that when you are, when you're in the yard there, you're working around, you don't really notice the effectiveness of the gearbox here. But when you're trying to climb a hill, this has a very specific range in which it wants you to climb in. And if you're not in B, or if you're not in 2, you won't go very far there. If you're not in second gear there or the second range, it will struggle a little bit. And yeah, it's funny how that goes. But once you get into that, seems to be fine and seems to be away. And that one was actually weirdly, I think I jinxed it. That was a lot harder than I thought it would be, but we're fine through. We're up, and we will get our stuff going. But the front loaded down just to get a little bit more traction on the front end, which was weird, but never mind. We'll we don't have any more hills like that to go over anyway, especially not with not even a full load on the back. Really, we just got half a load. Anyway. We'll drop these off. I'm not expecting it to be too busy here. We've agreed upon a price as well, so it's not going to be too much, but it's better than them sitting in the corner of our shed. Brings in a little bit extra for that meadow field really that we weren't really doing much with anyway. So it allows us to get a little bit of extra money, which I'm always keen for. I think we're just going to be the gateway that they've changed things around down here a little bit, but I believe the gateway is just coming up on the left. And we'll drop this off, then we'll go back over to the yard once we're done, pick up the sprayer and go and see if we can get everything tackled over there. Lots to do today. Hoping, I'm waiting to speak to somebody about a little the lend of a little compact tractor with a rotavator on the back so we can get some work done with our little designated fruit and veg area. So we'll have to see how that goes. Fingers crossed on that one. Anyway, let's see where we're going here. We'll get this all sorted out. And that was quite successful. Really, I think we did pretty well off that. Better than I really thought when I didn't really calculate everything out there. So, yeah, very happy with the amount of money that we brought in for those. And yeah, we will probably look to where we can do a bit more of that, a bit more of a higher, larger scale really in the next summer, which would be great. Now that we have that next pasture that we just reseeded there, we should be able to get some better quality hay off of there maybe, or at least I'd hope so. So that would set us up for success. So that's the idea, and that's the dream behind that, at least. And then, yeah, always looking to find ways that you can make a little bit more money wherever possible, and that's going to be a great option for us. We didn't really make as much grass as we could into hay or silage just yet. We could always make a little bit more. We've still got a bit to sell as well, if you remember, down at the far fields there. So we're just waiting to see if we get someone to offer a good price up there. Let's not hit the neighbor's car. And then, yeah, we'll look to make a little bit more revenue where we can. Revenue streams aren't the easiest to diversify when you're at a smaller scale like this. You gotta be pretty careful and pretty creative as well. You know, a lot of people have looked down the avenues of potential Airbnb options and what that would look like, and trying to create little hiding places really from the city, but that's not really something I want to have to look at or even consider caring for, really. Okay, we're going to tuck this into here. Watch that wall at the front there, it's looking better. Fantastic. That'll do us. Alright, so we can just park this back over here again for now. No doubt we'll get on to this in, well, later on for we're going to feed up the milking herd. And we'll see how that goes. We're going to be using for the herbicide, we're going to be using a bit, we had a bit of Atlantis left over from when we sprayed off the winter barley. So we're going to use a bit of that just to see if I can tackle it. It looks to be a very similar weed for the most part, so hopefully we should be good with it. Let's leave you about there. So we've got that mixed up already, ready to go. And it shouldn't take us too long to get it applied. Not the biggest field in the world ever, but it'd be good just to get after it. But yeah, that's going to be the plan for the next little while. And hopefully that will make a big difference and get our experimental crop of oilseed rape established properly. But we'll leave it here for now as we go and get ourselves set up. Like I say, interesting days really. We're doing a bit of everything at the moment there, which is always fun. A few little projects that are brewing as well that could lead to some good success for us as well. So if they do, you'll no doubt hear about those in good time. But yeah, for right now, we're just going to go ahead and tackle the surprise weed infestation. And we'll leave it with you here, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, if you have enjoyed, I have been David. This has been another episode of the Tenant Farmer. If you've yet to do so, don't forget to subscribe to Simulation for the Nation for more. And we will be seeing you in the next one. Until then, do stay safe. Enjoy what you're doing as always, and we will see you later.